So we're continuing our discussion on how you can customize the Flying Start Genie. So you can see here, for example, that grid part field says use global setting, and you can see here that the global setting for grid parts fields is count 5, which means that the first 5 fields in the table will be used in the grid part. But I can go back here, for example, and edit that and use global setting, change it to say the first, say 7 fields, or go there and actually select the particular fields that I want. So I can go there and choose the actual fields that I would like to see in the grid for that particular table. So all of these settings here are set to use global settings. In addition, basically, I can specify what the button label will be in the tabbed UI component and what the pane label will be in the tabbed UI component. And right now they're just set to use the table name. So in this case, the table name, for example, is territories. So the button will be territories and the pane label will be territories. So let's go now to global properties, and you can see here that we've set the global properties. We've said that each grid will have 5 fields in the grid part, that the grid name will start with auto, and then the rest of the component name will be the table name. And then when we create the components, if a existing grid by that name exists, what's our action going to be? And the options are prompt for a direction, skip, rename, or overwrite. Then the search part is on by default for all components, and there are the first 5 fields are selected, and we can choose whether the search part can be hidden or not. We've chosen that in every case the search part will be hidden, that its initial state will be closed, and this is the label for the search part, and the search part when it's closed. Then here's the same options for the detail view. You can see that for the detail view part fields, we've chosen all fields. So the typical grid, if it's editable, will show the first 5 fields in the grid part, and then when you open the detail view to do the editing, you'll get to see all of the fields in the detail view, and you can choose whether the detail view should be shown in a pop-up window, in the grid, or on the page. So by default we've chosen a pop-up modal window. And then finally you can choose whether the detail view data should be prefetched. If you turn prefetch on, then every time you open the detail view it'll be instantaneous, but there'll be a longer delay when you actually display the grid for the first time. And then here are properties of the tabbed UI itself. So this is the name of the tabbed UI component that's going to be created, the style name that we've chosen, the header text, the footer text, the padding. This is the controls the spacing between all of the controls in the tabbed UI, and we've set that to 0 pixels. We've set a left padding of 0.05 inches. That's the space between the left edge of the button section and the button itself, the top padding, the button width, etc. So these are all of the global settings that I can customize, but if I just want to accept the defaults, that's going to be quite okay in most situations. And then finally when you're done, you just hit the finish button and it's going to go ahead and build all the components for you. So you can see that the Flying Start is going to give you just that, a great quick start to your application by building custom grids for all of your tables and views. And then once you've done that, you can go into any component and customize it. So for example, let's go here to say orders, and then go and turn on say a row expander. So let's quickly do that. So I'm going to go here and put order details in the row expander. So I'll choose the order details over there and order ID, and then so we'll save this away now, and let's go back to our Genie, and let's just reload the whole page. And if we go now to orders, oops, we didn't publish it, so let's publish that and then pick it up again. Okay, so you can see now that we've published it, and there is the row expander over there.